From Hollywood, it's time to play Decisions. And here's our host, Bill Cullen.
Hey. Hello there, thank you. Hi over there. Thank you, too. Hi there, thank you. Thank you. You're very kind. Thank you all very much. Thank you very kindly. We're going to be spending time together making some intriguing decisions. Now, we're all in for some entertaining discoveries and for some very strange surprises. Now, to help us with this, we need two contestants. Johnny, who might they be?
Bill, she's a customer service representative whose interests are cooking, reading, and skiing. Meet Gail Mackey. And he's a professional welder. His interests are singing and piano playing. Meet Chuck Francoeur. As they both wrestle with Decisions.
And that briefly is what the show is all about, Decisions. Now that we have two contestants to help us, they need two celebrities to help them. How about introducing them, Johnny?
Okay, Bill. First, one of television's funniest ladies, Liz Torres.
Hi there, Liz.
And then one of television's favorite men, Arte Johnson.
Yay, Arte. Okay, we'll get to the game as quickly as we can. Liz Torres, thank you for coming by.
You're welcome.
You are working where now?
I'm working at Studio One. I'm there for 2 weeks.
Your voice sounds beautiful.
Oh, thank you. And I'm having a ball there.
Okay, speaking of having a ball, look at your opponent, your partner here, Chuck Francoeur. He's not here. Hello, Chuck.
Hi, Bill.
Will you look at me, Chuck, and pay a little attention?
I'll try.
How long you been welding?
Oh, not too long, about a year at most.
I hope you two will get something going here for yourselves.
I have a very deep interest in welding.
Do you?
Yeah. Speaking of deep interest, there's a man down there in whom I've always had a deep interest. I give you
I've
Arte
been welded.
Johnson. You have. Turned the fire out too soon.
Very early age.
Arte, thank you for coming.
Oh, it was a pleasure. I could either be here on maneuvers with my in-laws and wife.
Have you met Gail Mackey, your partner here?
Oh, we fooled around.
Oh, yeah? Good for you. That's sort of your bonus. That's a consolation prize, Gail. Are you married, Gail?
Not any longer.
Boyfriends? Not any longer?
This could work into something.
Yeah.
I may be very happy I got here tonight. Honey, have a good time on maneuvers.
Let me check it for you. You got any boyfriends, Gail?
A couple.
Do they know each other?
Well, they do now.
Yeah, they know about it. You're probably a big mouth telling, will you kindly keep your hands off? Keep your hands off your partner. Okay, Artie and everybody, we're going to play Decisions. Each team's going to have to tackle a subject about which it will have to make decisions. For every right decision, you score points. Whichever team is ahead on points at the end of 2 rounds wins the game, gets $500, goes on to play the bonus game. It is that simple. Now, we're going to start round 1, where each decision is worth 1 point. Okay, now hang on. Artie, your team won the toss backstage, so we're going to begin with you. We're going to pose our first question for you and Gail. Here, now listen carefully because this is important. 500 American women were polled as to what countries produce the best lovers. 500 American women, what countries produce the best lovers? Now, here are some of the countries. You'll have to tell us how the women rank them. Okay, number 1, England. Number 2, France. Italy. Mexico. Poland, and the USA. Now, you will have to use your intuition and knowledge and decide which of these 2 choices you are going to present to Artie over there, Gail. But make it as easy as you can for him, because when Artie gets your 2 selections, he is going to have to choose between them. And every time he makes a right choice, you score 1 point for each one. So pick 2 and make it easy for Artie, please.
Yes, I'll take Italy and England.
Italy and England. All right, now we're going to move Italy and England down here where you're going to get a look at them, and they're going to be your 2 choices. Yeah. Which of these 2 countries, according to the 500 women polled, Artie, do you think they thought produced the best lovers?
Italy and England. 500 women. Well, English men take showers in their tuxedos. Mm-hmm. Dickie Dawson told me that. I would say, and Italian men are known for the mano morte, the dead hand. They do a lot of rubbing against bodies. I would say that Italian men are a little sexier than English men.
You say of those two, your decision is Italy produces the best lovers. Okay, if so, you get your first point. Of those two countries, Italy and England, which country produces the best lovers? England. Artie,
I want to meet these 500 broads you asked.
You had marvelous reasoning. Your answer was all wrong. Okay, you missed out on that one,
Maybe ladies like
Gail.
wet tuxedos. I don't know.
I never thought of that.
Yeah,
Gail, give him another one. Make it easier for him this
Yes,
time, Gail, as if you could.
The USA.
Okay, we have USA and we have England up there. Artie, time for you to decide between them.
There is no time for a decision.
Right.
As one of them,
Right?
I am going to say USA.
If so, you will get your first point.
You bet. And if I don't get a point, you're not going to hear the end of this.
Between the USA and England, according to the poll, which country produces the best lovers? You're right, Artie. You got a point. Okay, that's one.
I speak from experience.
Oh, sure. Well, they were American women, too. You know, a little chauvinistic. Gail, give them another country. We got France, Mexico, and Poland.
Poland.
You're putting Poland up against the good old USA. Artie, all the jokes you've never done, you can now do. We got... Go.
You don't make jokes about holy places. USA.
You say USA over Poland?
Absolutely.
That's simply. Okay, between the USA and Poland, among the 500 women polled, which country produces the best lovers? It is. You're right, Artie. Gail, you're doing well. You got yourself a couple of points there. What do you want to pick from the remaining two? We got France and Mexico.
Mexico.
You say Mexico. Now, that's pretty close because, you know, the two countries are neighbors. USA and Mexico, what say you, Artie?
How can you really be a good lover if you're always worried about the water?
Good question.
I mean, it's nothing. I don't take no offense meant. But I still take the USA.
Okay, where we don't worry about the water.
No, we don't worry. We're worried about other things.
Let's
but
see
not
what
the water.
happens. Between the USA, he picked USA, and Mexico, which country produces the best lovers? Let's take a look. You're right, Artie. You got another point. Okay. Only one left up there now is France, Gail, so we'll bring France down there to the decision box. And now, give Gail an opportunity to pick between, or Artie an opportunity to choose between the USA and France.
Bill, you say these were American women that were asked the question,
Good
right?
question, and the answer is yes.
I see. I personally believe that the French romantic aspect is overrated.
Mm-hmm.
They speak that language very sweetly. It sounds good, but it still boils down to... I'll take the USA. I really will.
Okay.
I take the USA. I think that the men of the United States are the greatest lovers in the world, bar none. And if anybody says differently, oh, beautiful for space is like
if you're right, men in USA, bar none, you have another
Let's
point.
all sing the song, folks, so that they understand.
Oh,
beautiful
the USA or France, as the singing fades into the sunset, which country produces the best lover? Hey, okay, Artie. That was a real show of patriotism, and also you knew they were American women.
I have read articles on this subject. I'm very interested in this subject because I fool around a lot.
Speaking of that, I have 5 commandments here. As they were chosen, first choice, USA, then England, then Poland, up there in third place, France, Mexico, and
Italy is last.
Yeah,
was Italy. That's the way the choice went. Okay, we have another one coming up now. This time, Liz, you and your partner are going to get a chance to score some points. They have 4 points. We asked 500 wives to tell us what their husbands do that irritates them most. You have to decide which of these is more irritating. Is it that the husband bites his fingernails, sleeps in his underwear, doesn't shave, sloppy with clothes, snores a lot, or tooth sucking?
That sounds like my first wife.
Present company accepted, of course. That's the way. Tooth sucking. Chuck, you know you want to make it as easy for Liz as you can, as Gail did for Artie. So pick 2, and we'll move them down there to the decision box.
I don't know that many tooth suckers, so I think I'll put that over on one side. And,
all right.
I know snoring can be very grating on the nerves, so let's take snoring and tooth sucking.
Okay, we have snoring and tooth sucking, Liz. That's your choice. Not much of a choice, is it, Liz? But it's up to you to decide which of these things irritate the wives more.
Tooth sucking.
You really think?
Well, I'll tell you, I was married, I lived with somebody for 5 years, and we got married, and he never snored before we got married. A marriage license gives you the right to snore, I don't know. Tooth sucking, that was part of his charm.
And you think... All right, now let me understand you. This fellow who snored was charming when he sucked his teeth. Of these two, though, which do you say is more irritating?
Tooth sucking.
All right, if indeed it is, you have a point. Between tooth sucking and snoring, which irritate the wives more? Snoring. I would have thought that, too. I, too, would have thought that. Chuck, pick another one and give Liz a chance to make a decision.
Doesn't shave.
Doesn't shave. Okay, Liz, between doesn't shave and snore, what do you say this time?
Oh, shaving is, if they don't shave it, it's so irritating to everything. I mean, it really takes away, you know?
It does indeed. It does indeed, Liz. Yes, it does.
Deviated septums always bother me, too. My husband used to have one. He used to go like this before he kissed me. Doesn't shave or snores. Well, I think snoring seems like a winner. I'll go with snores.
You think snoring is the more irritating of the two. Let's see if Liz is right. Is snoring a winner between the two? Which irritates the wives more? Snoring, you're right, Liz. You got a point. You're on your way. 4-1. Give her another selection.
Well, my grandfather's the only one I can think of that sleeps in his underwear, so sleeps in his underwear. How's that?
Sleeps in his underwear. We have as the irritants, Liz, sleeps in the underwear and snores. Which would irritate you more?
Whose underwear?
Your underwear.
Their own in
My underwear.
Nothing irritating about that, Chuck. Their own in most
You
cases.
never met my ex-husband. Sleeps in underwear, snores. Well, sleeping in underwear, you can put underwear on after. I would think snores.
Snores?
Keeps it
Snoring is more irritating than sleeping in his underwear. Okay, going for a point. Which irritates the wives more? Let's take a look. Snores, you're right. Snores doing that real well. Sloppy with clothes and biting fingernails. Make a fast choice, Chuck.
Oh, bites fingernails.
Okay, Liz, we'll ask you for a reasonably fast decision between those two. Bites fingernails, snoring. Which
biting fingernails. My hairdresser bites his fingernails.
and that
wait
irritates.
a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, it's irritating, but snoring keeps you up
Staying
all
with
night.
snoring.
I'm going to stay with snoring.
Between the two, which is the more irritating? Let's take a look. You're right, Liz. You got another point. Okay. The only one left up there is sloppy with clothes, so I'll just bring that down. And once again, Liz, you have a chance to tie the game now. Which is more irritating, sloppy with clothes or snoring?
I hate sloppy clothes. I mean, I hate... My husband used to wear those pants. His crotch was down to his knees, you know? Really bugged me. But I think snoring, if he... Snores. I'm safe with
You're
snoring.
staying with snoring, hoping to tie the game. Let's see what happens between sloppy clothes and snoring. Which irritates the wives more? Right. You got it, Liz. Okay, we have a tie game.
Do you snore?
We have a tie game at this point, and I have the order in which they irritate the wife. Snoring, number 1. Tooth sucking, way up there, number 2. Sloppy with clothes, doesn't shave, sleeps in the underwear, and fingernail biting, hardly irritating at all. Okay, it's all tied up, 4-4. We'll be back with another game where every right answer is worth 2 points. But right now, we have the word for you. Okay, in round 2, each right decision is going to be worth 2 points, and this time it's the celebrity who's going to make the selection and the contestant who will have to make the decision. So, Artie, we're going to have you make the selection. Gail, you're going to decide. Our game at this point is tied 4-4. Every right answer, 2 points. And this will be for Artie and Gail. We ask 500 men what they look at when they meet a girl for the first time. What is a guy more apt to look at when he meets a girl for the first time? Get ready. Is it the girl's lips, her fanny, her waist, her legs, her bosom? Both her bosoms, I suppose. And giving equal time, both her eyes, I suppose, too.
Bill, is this coming or going?
This... A very interesting point, Artie. Let me... I referred that quickly to our judges. They say after the man has made a slow circle of the subject.
Slow circle.
Thereby getting her from
You see, when you're as tall as I am, you take what you can get.
Yeah, but who beside you looks at their toes first, Artie? Who else would do that?
Better be quiet or I'll knee you in the ankle.
I'm sorry. Give her a selection of two, Artie.
All right. Let's take a top to bottom look at what we're doing here.
Okay.
Waist and legs.
Okay, we have waist. It'll go in one decision box. Legs will go in the other. And it's up to you, Gail, to make the decision. Which do you think a guy is more apt to look at first? Waist or legs for 2 points, Gail?
Well, especially when girls wore dresses, I think they looked at legs first, and I think they are still looking at legs in hopes that their dress is back.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I'll take legs.
You're going with legs.
Legs.
I don't know about these 500 guys, but boy, that's what I look at.
Legs,
Okay.
legs always.
If it's legs, you have 2 points. Between waist and legs, what do they look at first? Yeah! Okay, we're on. 2 points. Make another selection, Artie.
Working up the scale, let's try Fanny.
Fanny.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try
Fanny and legs.
We'll move Fanny down here alongside of legs. What do you say, Gail? One sort of leads
I think
into the
they'll
other.
see legs first, so I'll go with legs first.
Sticking with legs over Fanny. She's standing on her head, obviously. Okay, we have Fanny and we have legs. You stayed with legs.
There's anything you got left over, I'll take.
Okay, Artie. I'm putting you down. Which do they look at first, Fanny or legs? I assume
I
that
think they're
means
trying
Fanny.
to tell us something. This is a weird broad, that's what it is.
There it is.
Look at that.
You see what happened? The
Got so
Fanny...
excited, the fanny fell
It
off.
flew right out of the picture. It certainly did. Fellow momentarily struck sightless,
Boy,
and then the fanny
that's
came back.
exciting.
However, you did say legs, did you not, Gail?
Yes.
So you don't get a score for that.
okay.
Artie, we got Fanny now as number one. We have lips, bosoms, and eyes left.
I would say let's go to lips.
Okay, hoping to make it easy for Gail. We have Fanny in one decision box, and I hope it'll stay there this time, and lips in the other,
get a
Gail.
chance
Which
to
do you
notice.
think the guys look at first?
Well, because they look at the whole face first, I think they would go to lips before they got to the fanny.
Hardly anyone agrees with you, but your choice is made. You say lips.
Even
If
I
so, you get 2 points. Do they look at the fanny first or the lips first? Let's take a look. Lips, Gail, you're right. Okay, Artie.
I've been looking in all the wrong places, you know.
Sure. We got the bosoms
All right,
and eyes.
now come that moment of truth.
Yeah.
I think, well, I'm going to tell you, as a guy that's had to do this most of my life in stilts, I'm going to go to the eyes.
Okay.
Yes, eyes.
Artie
Eyes
is
and
selecting
lips.
eyes. You will have to make the decision, Gail. We have eyes and lips. Which do they look at first, Gail? Your last choice was your
I
last
think they are going to look at eyes before they
Decisions.
look at the lips.
Decisions.
That eye contact.
You pick eyes?
Yes.
Everybody agrees? Okay.
Your hands are colder than mine.
I'm nervous.
If it's eyes, you get 2
It is.
more
It's got
points.
to be.
Between the two, or between the 4, which do they look at first? Eyes
Yeah.
is right. Wow. Okay.
Guess what that leaves us?
Only thing we have left now is
she's
bosom,
got-
and we'll put that up there. Now, Gail,
She's got
for
to
2
choose
more.
between the 4, doesn't she?
Yeah.
I really don't think there's any decision. I still think they look at eyes first.
You say eyes over bosom.
Absolutely.
If right, you will have a 12-point lead, and boy, will that be a lead. You say eyes, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, of the
total
2,
agreement.
which do they look at first? Eyes or...
I told you, didn't I?
Holy Toledo. Well, you have to get 4 right answers in order to tie the score. 4 right answers. Chuck, your work is cut out for you. You have to get actually 5 right answers to win, 4 to tie the score. Let me check the book here so we can give you the exact order of what the guys look at first. They are in this order: eyes, lips, bosom, fanny, legs, and finally waist. Okay, going to give you a shot at it. Now here's your problem, Chuck. According to the American Society of Medical Internists, these are the first 6 signs of middle age. The first 6 signs of middle age. According to the doctors, which of these happens first? Is it bags under the eyes, getting shorter, fatigue, gray hair, excess weight, or wrinkles?
I don't need this.
No, I know what you mean, Artie. Goodbye, Artie. He'll be back again. He's a sweetheart. Liz, you're going to make the selections, and Chuck will have to make the decisions. You have to get at least 4 to stay in the game. Okay, what do you say, Liz?
Gray hair.
Gray hair's one, and the other?
Fatigue.
Okay, fatigue and gray hair. Hoping you made it easy for Chuck. First sign of middle age, would you say gray hair or fatigue for 2 points?
Gee, I hate to say gray hair because I've got a couple myself, but I really think gray hair is probably more of a
You say that
sign.
That is a sign that occurs before fatigue as far as middle age is concerned. Okay,
Yes.
if it's gray hair, you get 2 points. Of the 2, which occurs first? Gray hair or fatigue? You're right, gray hair. Okay, you're still in there. Make another selection for him, please, Liz.
All right. I excess weight.
Excess weight. We have gray hair, which beat out fatigue, and now we're putting gray hair up against excess weight. Of those 2, which occur first, Chuck?
Well, I like to stay with the winner. Let's keep gray hair. I think.
Sticking with gray hair, going for 2 more points. Gray hair, excess weight, which occurs first? Let's take a look. It is gray hair, and we have another 2 points. Okay, here's another one quickly, please.
Getting shorter. I hope not for Artie's sake.
But you
Wait a
think
while.
getting shorter is a selection. What do you say, Chuck? Gray hair, getting shorter, which occurs first?
Gray hair.
Gray hair, he sticks with that. Which is it? Gray hair or getting shorter? Let us see. Gray hair is right. Okay. Get this one right and we have a tie game. Make another selection, Liz.
I was born with all this stuff. Bags under the eyes.
Bags under the eyes
That's part of
coming
my
up there.
charm.
Okay. We have 2 choices for you, Chuck. Gray hair or bags under the eyes. You need this for a tie game and a chance to win. What do you say?
Gray hair.
Sticking with gray hair. Of the 2, gray hair or bags under the eyes, which is it? Gray hair is likely on a tie game. Okay. 12 points apiece. We don't have to pick wrinkles, it's the only one left. And now, Chuck, we have gray hair and we have wrinkles. Choose the right one and you win the game. If not, we'll have a tie. This is for the game, $500 and a chance at the big money. What do you say?
Well, I think they're equally tough. I think those were the 2 hardest. Let's stay with gray hair.
You're staying with gray hair. If it's gray hair, you will have won the game. Gray hair, wrinkles, he says gray hair for the game. Which is it? Gray hair, you won the game. Okay, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Congratulations, Chuck. Here's the order. Gray hair, wrinkles, fatigue, bags, bags under the eyes, excess weight,
Get old before your time.
and getting shorter is way down there at the bottom, Marty. Nothing to worry about. Thank you, Gail, ever so much for being with us. We have a nice con. Thank you, Artie, for helping out. Congratulations to our 2 winners. We'll give you a chance to win some big money in just a moment. Right now, we got this. Okay, time now to play the bonus game in which you can win cash and prizes, sensational stuff, thousands of dollars actually, and Liz is here to help you. Now, here comes your first subject. We're going to show you 6 animals up there on the board. Let's take a look at them right now. Animals are the pigeon, friend of everybody, the bull, the parrot, the lion, the raccoon, and the goat. Now, you're going to take turns in selecting a choice. Just avoid the one of these which lives the longest. And I can tell you that according to the San Diego Zoo, the animal up there that lives the longest lives to be 100 years old. For each of your selections, you'll get $500, Chuck. Reach $2,000, and we'll give you the money, plus this trip. Johnny Jacobs, where to?
Bill will fly Chuck to Sydney, Australia. Home with a kangaroo and a koala bear. While there, visit the Opera House and other cultural centers. A vacation never to be forgotten. Compliments of Decisions.
Okay, now, if one of you makes a mistake, the other one will still be in the game. If one makes a mistake, the other will continue along alone. Now, you make the first selection because it's your money. Avoid the animal which lives the longest, 100 years. As long as you can avoid that oldest animal, you'll continue to win. For $500, make a selection.
Well, let's get rid of my least favorite animal up there, and that's the pigeon.
You're from New York, are you? You say pigeon.
Pigeon.
I know what you mean. If the pigeon dies before 100 years is up, you'll be happier, and also you'll have $500. Is it less than 100? Okay, let's see. How long does the pigeon live? Long live the pigeon. 20 years, you got $500. That's too long. Where's the next? We got rid of the pigeon. Pick another one up there, hopefully one that lives fewer than 100 years.
Okay, something I like to wear a lot, raccoon.
Raccoon. I don't think raccoons live 100 years. If they do not live 100 years, Chuck has another 500. How long does the raccoon live? He lives 12 years. You got $1,000. Right. We have up there bull, parrot, lion, and goat left. What do you say, Chuck? Avoid the one who lives 100 years.
Goat.
You say goat.
Why not?
Why not indeed? If you're right, you get another 500. Even if you're wrong, Liz would then continue along for you. If the goat lives a shorter time than 100 years, you have another $500. Pray tell, sir, how long does the goat live? Only 10. You got another 500. Oh, boy. You got the bull, you got the parrot, and you got the lion. Pick right now any one of those who lives less than 100 years, and you'll have the $2,000 and the trip. What do you say, Liz? Up to you.
Up to me. A lion lives less than 100 years.
If indeed the lion lives less than 100 years, Chuck has $2,000 in cash, plus the $500 he won for the game, plus the trip. How long does a lion live? You got it all. Congratulations. Good going. Very good. You got yourself the trip. You got the $2,500. Let's take a look. How long does the bull live? Just to keep the record straight here. The bull lives 30. It's the parrot who lives 100 years and then tells everybody about it. You got a nice trip. We're practically run out of time, but we have a few seconds left just to say thank you to you, Liz, and thanks to Arte Johnson for being with us, and our two contestants for joining us today. Chuck, enjoy your trip. By the way, tomorrow, one of our questions is going to require that you decide what things are more important in the life of John Travolta. On that profound note, I leave you. This is Bill Cullen wishing you whatever you wish yourselves, or even better. Goodbye. So long.
Decisions is a Jack Barry and Dan Enright production.